Hello everybody, Jared here once again for you guys. Now today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video. It's still electronic related, however it's obviously not Android. Now a lot of you probably don't know that I used to be a pretty heavy smoker as of about a year and a half ago. So when I started realizing that the prices of cigarettes were rising, my health was deteriorating really quickly. However, that addiction to nicotine or tobacco was, is really tough to get away from. In fact, I've heard stats that it's even harder to get away from than it is off of crack, apparently. So I kind of set out to look for an alternative, and I had heard sort of rumors that there was this sort of electronic cigarette as sort of a healthier alternative to smoking traditional cigarettes, or as the e-cigarette community likes to call it, analog cigarettes, whereas these ones would be considered digital because they are electronic. Now I'm going to go ahead and I've got a couple of different models here to show you guys, but just to sort of give you some background, this is a company called Joyetech, and Joyetech is sort of the best of the best in terms of quality, build quality, reliability, things like that. They're sort of the more expensive brand. You could probably compare them, put them on the same pedestal as like Samsung or HTC for all of us Android fans out there. But this is definitely the way to go if you're a smoker, have too hard of a time quitting, and you just kind of want something, an alternative, because this is much cheaper than smoking cigarettes. In fact, it's actually 80% or more cheaper than smoking cigarettes. So the brand name is Joyetech, as you can see at the top there. It comes with a really nice case. This particular model is the E-Cig Twist, and I'll show you why it's called Twist in just a moment here. But as you open it up here, you've obviously got this really nice carrying case, which kind of looks like a sunglasses case. Obviously these fell out, and this is what you'll be presented with. Now I get it from a personal friend of mine who owns a company called CEV Store, and I get all of my stuff from him directly, but he's mainly an online distributor, and in fact I think he's strategically placed his sticker inside the packaging there for me. So as you can see, it's from CEV, www.cevstore.com. Go and check those guys out. They have, in my opinion, and I've looked at a lot of different online retailers for e-cigarettes, and this is definitely the best place to go. They have the most amount of flavors and stuff like that, which we'll also get into in just a moment. So anyways, definitely go check them out if you're in the market for something like this. They have the best products. They're not knockoffs or anything like that. Their customer service is, nobody can hold a candle to it. It's kind of a ma and pa kind of company, so you're going to be getting what you paid for. You're not going to be getting ripped off. They are working as hard as they can to make their customers as happy as possible, and I think they've been doing a fantastic ongoing job of that, at least in my experiences with them. So anyways, so you open it up, and it comes with these two batteries. Now, they do have different kits you can purchase. This is sort of the starter kit. You can purchase each one of these batteries, because this is what it is. It's the battery. You can purchase each one of these individually, or again, like a starter kit. Individually, they're about $30. Now, the difference there's a lot of different types out there. This one in particular is sort of, one that you would maybe keep at home. Maybe if you're going on a long trip, you might want to bring it with you, because the bigger the battery, obviously, the longer the charge and the more use you'll get out of it. But this one, they call it the Twist because it's actual variable voltage, which means you can go all the way from 3.2 all the way up to, I think, 4 or something like that. And basically, the higher the voltage means it's going to be kind of cooking that e-liquid, which again, we'll get to in just a moment here, and produce more vapor. It'll be a little bit hotter, so it gives you more of that throat hit, if you will, that sort of simulates the feeling of a cigarette. And that's kind of what we're looking for, because you don't want to be breathing in air, obviously, and that's, if it doesn't feel like you're smoking a cigarette, chances are you're going to go back to cigarettes. Right now, keep in mind, I've not been smoking for a year because of this system, and I feel 100 times healthier. My pocketbook, my wallet has grown exponentially. I'm probably saving myself about $400 or $500 a month because of these devices here. So it comes with the two, and this can actually just be turned, and I'll bring it up a little bit closer, and we'll focus in on that a little bit better for you guys here if I can. And you'll see here that we've got, where is it? There it is. So there's the little thing there. You can see there where it says 3.2, and it's got a bunch of little tiny notches, and it goes all the way up to 4. You might be able to make it out there. And this actually just twists. So you can twist this around to, the voltage that you like. Sometimes the different e-liquids that you'll be using, or e-juice you'll be using, sometimes require a little more juice or voltage, if you will, to sort of give it that desired vaping or synthetic smoke feeling. So all you have to do is just screw your, what would be an atomizer, and I'll show you that right now. This is what the atomizers look like. This is actually a cartomizer, and this is where you put your e-liquid in. And if I was to show you the e-liquid, this is what the e-liquid looks like. You can get it in different nicotine strength. So the one that I like is pretty good for me, and I might even actually bump it down a bit, but they go from 24 all the way down to 0 nicotine. I'm sort of right now at 18 milligrams down from 24 milligrams just because I was like a 1.5 pack a day smoker. So this is what I'm using. This is about, you can expect to pick this up for around $10 or so. They do have a price break deal if you buy 3 at a time, so that's definitely the way to go. I think you get 3 for like just a few dollars more if you were to buy 2 of them, so it's like $23, I think, for 3 or something like that. Really, really great deal. We'll put that aside. So obviously you would, now there's a lot of different types of atomizers you can use, and I'll actually bring out the other kinds that we have here. Actually, I've got one sitting right here. So this is an atomizer or a cartomizer, if you will, and as you can see, it's got this sort of spongy type of material on the inside there, where you would just drip the stuff, because it's kind of an eyedropper, right? So you would just drip the e-liquid in there, it would soak up, and this is generally about the equivalent of about maybe 5-6 cigarettes, I would say. And these batteries, will last me pretty much all day. So if that's any indication as to, the convenience of it. And then that just screws onto here, and that screws onto here, and then you just go ahead and press the button there, it lights up, and then you can start puffing away, and it starts creating vapor, and the vapor is what the synthetic, cigarette, but it's vapor, so it's obviously not smoke. And then of course we've got this one. This is actually a new model from a company called Vision. And again, CEV Store does sell this, and they're about $7, but they tend to last a lot longer. Now, something like this, you'd end up buying a pack of 5 of these for about $10, give or take, whereas one of these individuals is about $7. Now, the difference between them is that this lasts longer, in my opinion. It brings out the flavor, and keep in mind, there is literally hundreds and hundreds of flavors for you to choose from. Literally anything you can imagine, everything from fruit flavors to drink flavors to food flavors, desserts, all kinds of stuff, as well as every single tobacco flavor under the sun you can imagine. I personally prefer American tobacco flavor, even though it doesn't really taste like Marlboro or anything like that to me. For some reason, I just like it. It's a lot of trial and error, but it is definitely a lot of fun to sort of explore. And considering that the juices themselves are so cheap, if you don't like it, it's not a big deal. But anyway, so then this would just kind of go on here. Screws onto that one. Now, the beauty about the Joytech brand is that a lot of different atomizer or cartomizer manufacturers, they actually make them compatible, cross-compatible with the different devices. And Joytech, and I'll show you in just a minute here, Joytech actually uses the same threading, so that a lot of stuff is really universal between the different size batteries that they have, which is also really nice because it saves you a big time instead of purchasing, a new atomizer or cartomizer and then having to purchase different pieces of equipment in order for them to be compatible with each other. Now, going back to the cartomizer here, this is actually where all the magic happens.